Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time for a little IG Live. I'm here at the No Bull Con. That's right, no BS. We are rocking and rolling. Just an incredible day today. Gary Vaynerchuk and I live for the first time in so long. So excited to be here in Syracuse, and the weather here in Syracuse is better than San Diego. 73 and sunny. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Very, very excited to be here. Let's get the questions rolling. We got a big day today. Thank you so much, Mayrack. Laura, good to see you. Thank you, Mikey Mamola, with the big thumbs up. He's sitting right next to me. Maybe we'll bring him on to say hi as well. Always a pleasure what we're doing. I got all kinds of things going on. All right, let's get some questions in here. Team David Meltzer. Remember, all you got to do right here is email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I should put that first, and then the text message, 949-298-290. Well, good morning, Amberly Lago. Increíble. How are you? Got to get you on her stuff. She's amazing. If you're not following Amberly, make sure that you do. Good to see you. Thank you, Blaine. Great show this morning. Good to see you on here. All right. I'm not seeing the questions in here, Jakey Bakey. Do you know why? No, I guess please go into the questions and put those in there. Not seeing Q&A box below. That's probably why. Well, go ahead, text your questions into the chat, and I'll take those as we get going here. Welcome, everybody. Chris, thank you for joining me. Let me know where you're coming in from. I am here in Syracuse, going live. It's going to be amazing with Gary V. I can't wait to see him. It's been, I think, almost a year since I've seen him live. And he's an extraordinary mind. Oh, wow, now the questions are flying in. Crazy. All right, here we go. What's your lesson from office hours this morning? Oh, wow. I had incredible office hours with Blaine Bartlett, Michael Mamola. Value was my lesson of the day. How to quantify value and how important value is. And we have some great guests today talking about building value, providing value, and being of value. Understanding how to quantify that value in collaboration and coordination with other people is my great mentor. learn.blainebartlett.com/LMM. I got that by heart. How to stay motivated. So first of all, you can't stay motivated. You can be motivated to get up, get back up, get started, get back started. How to stay inspired is what you want to look at. And that's shifting the paradigm or the perspective of what's interfering with what you're connected to in spirit. So if we can determine, number one, how to get up, get moving, get active, get started, get restarted, get back up, etc. through motivation. Motivation can be utilized in a variety of ways. You get motivated by fear, by caffeine. All these things can motivate you, but they're going to drain you after a while. It's a short-term boost to get you up. You have to figure out how do you utilize that momentum to effectuate clearing the interference between you and the greatest source of power, light, and love. Right? So it's kind of like a kickstart motivation to get you to see that inspiration, to understand the interference the ego puts in front or through what we're already connected to and through. You are happy, you are healthy, you are wealthy. What's interfering with your happiness, your health, and your wealth? That's the best thing to do. What's your speech about today? At the No Bull Con, I am speaking about investments, making the best decisions for business investment and investment. And so I'm going to talk about how and what to do, starting with knowing your timing and risk tolerance. So if you haven't signed up, there's incredible online and live, both there for you. nobullcon.com. Come join the incredible list of speakers. Shay, Edwin Ariave, Glenn Lundy, Jim Cavale, all of those people. Jim's here live with us too, Gary V, AJ Vaynerchuk even. Get the rare appearance from the higher end of the gene pool, the main man, AJ Vaynerchuk. I know how that feels, Gary. My brother's super smart too. Awesome. All right, it is time. Let's see here. Our first guest is Itai Schechter, and co-founder of Vaynerware. Sorry, we're getting there. Vaynerware.com. And where's my friend Itai? Let's see. Itai's right there on time. When things work like clockwork. Thank you, Laura. Good, Rachel. Nice to see you. Itai's coming on here. Hey,
Hey,
hey, hey.
what's up? Good morning.
Hi, Itai. How are you?
Good. How are you, David?
Very, very well. Well, I appreciate you coming on and wanted to talk about connections. I want to talk about, your background and founding your company and the connections that you utilize and the ones that you now utilize in order to effectuate kind of like motivation to inspiration. Give me a little bit of background on founding, and it's Venyware, right?
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Basically, yeah, we are all about connection. Coming to think about it. What we connect right now in Vanyware is talent and their super fans, basically. And we're doing it through three main channels: through DMs, premium DMs, through exclusive content channels that's completely safe for work, like other platforms that are out there, and through live video calls, just like we are on now. And basically, we're giving that gateway. But the cool thing about it is, I think that during COVID, something changed in the world. A lot of things changed. A lot of things changed for the talent as well. And this opportunity for them to all of a sudden have access to their super fans, where there is no Comic Cons, there is no live events, no conferences, there is no really shows if they're a musician or anything. There are not really any ways to interact with them, and it's really missing for them. And we are happy to provide the interaction that creates motivation for the fans, and it's pretty awesome.
So yeah, I mean, we're transitioning into that. How do you build a community around it? Because there's a million great ideas like this, a million ways to leverage influencers and talent and can make the connections. But if you don't have the traffic in the community, then anywhere is nowhere. How are you building that community and traffic?
It's a great question. First of all, we have to build the best product for the talent that they would want to use, that would feel native to them. Because there are a ton of scheduling tools out there, and we decided, okay, we don't want to be like a scheduling tool that get you on a Zoom call, because as you said, there are a million of those. On the other end, we want to make something that's super personal, that feels like you have them in your phone, just like they're in your contact. You can FaceTime them if you want to. You can shoot them a message if you want to. You can receive a message from them, which is pretty cool. Even if they're sharing the entire community, you are still getting a DM from them. You're still getting a DM from Lindsay Lohan, Manu Bennett, other YouTubers and people that we have on the platform, and that's pretty awesome. So we structure our product this way, and now we are basically inviting select talent to join our platform and join us and basically be a part of Anywhere and use it.
And so it's talent driven, utilizing a bug light approach to attract those customers, engage clients, influencers, and influencees from the highest and best talent there is. What categories of talent are you recruiting? Is it just musicians, actors, entertainers, entrepreneurs, all the E's? What are you attracting, Itai?
Basically, all of those, all of what you literally just mentioned. We are agnostic of the category. We care that we can attract quality talent that have quality communities and they can interact with on Vanyware. One of the other cool things that a lot of our talent, I would say maybe 50%, maybe even more of them, are using Vanyware to raise funds for a cause. So basically, they exchange their time and able to raise funds for charity doing this, and it's pretty awesome. And we definitely support that.
And what stage is the company at right now? How's your success been so far?
Been pretty good. So we started with soft launching it in 2019, testing different vertical, testing our product, improving it, and in January of this year, we fully launched both Android and iOS, and are starting to scale it up more significantly right now at the moment.
So when you started in January, super excited, thinking, wow, this is going to be incredible. And then COVID happens. You probably got doubly excited, thinking, wow, now people can't even see them in person. This FaceTime type of interaction and connectivity is going to be exponentially more valuable. Were there any things that you leaned into when COVID happened?
First of all, my first reaction was panic, like the rest of us. It wasn't.
Oh, don't include me into panic, man. Worrying's wishing for what you don't want. Not me. I didn't panic at all. My lips started to water. I wanted to make sure that one, you know, I took advantage of the synergistic and supplementary capabilities I had to the opportunities, and I was able to take care of as many people as I could and keep them safe. So you don't put me in with the group of those warriors. So I did not panic at all.
I panicked for you know, the pandemic, obviously, but I also panicked for my business because I had no going to take us. Literally, I thought that might literally kill us. And then, you know, getting into it, you really start to see the opportunities and start to see, wait, this is something that's going to be here for a while. This is actually something that Vanyware could use and the talent could use. And we really had an uptick, even though we were in soft launch mode and only on iOS. We attracted a few Twitch streamers to the platform. They literally broke the app. Literally, they got thousands of DMs that we had to shut down everything and fix and support our tech to enable them to use it. So then is where we realize, okay, there is a real opportunity here because of, you know, this quarantine situation that we are in. The talent, they need those interactions. There is a huge demand, and we can create this on Vanyware.
Nice. And can you know, everybody's talking about the Masters right now. I've been to the Masters the last 22 years. Now I'm in Syracuse with Gary Vee. My life has changed to that direction. But even more importantly, I would think that topic-driven opportunity, so to bring on the Lee Elders of the world or the Jack Nicklaus's during the Masters, and then as different events, annualized annuities for your business occur, have you or are you capable of recruiting the certain influencers that are more timely and topic-driven?
I think so over time. I think for now, we want to focus more on this, I would say, mid type of, you know, tier. First of all, we are reaching to a lot of YouTubers right now with an invitation because we think, you know, it's super relevant and native for them. For legends, you know, people who are retired and things of that sort, definitely relevant, definitely the charity angle as well, something that we would definitely want to support, and we'll definitely get there as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Now, people can find you, I would say anywhere, but it's really Vanyware. So Vanny, VANYWHERE, Vanyware.com. Anywhere else you'd like them to reach out?
They can reach out to me on Vanyware, actually. So if you download Vanyware from the App Store, you can DM me for free, and we can take it from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm going to bring on Colin Campbell now because he's so exciting. Thank you so much. Awesome.
Bye.
All right. I am, thank you, Itai Schechter, the CEO and co-founder of Vanyware. Check them out. All right, Colin, come on in. We'll go live with Colin Campbell. He's bored to death, so hopefully he'll be able to excite us. Oh, he declined. That's really weird. Bummer. I'm bummed. Well, give me a call, Colin. I'd love to get some input for you. Feel free to request to go live so we can liven this up. I'm trying to educate as many and help as many people as I can. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, come in here for a second. I want to introduce you guys to somebody. This is Mike Mamola, my
hey everybody,
business partner in my media company, Media Abundance, down in New York, and he came here to visit us during NobleCon. Mikey, what's your best piece of advice you have for the day? You've got a few takeaways already.
Yeah, it's, you know, take time to reflect on what you're doing personally and professionally. That was my takeaway from LinkedIn this morning and office hours, what we were talking about. I think people get distracted. So make sure you take some time, however it is, you know, looking at what you're doing and staying on track, keeping yourself centered.
And lastly but not least, you're here at NobleCon. This is our first live event, allowing us, we're both vaccinated, but to sit so closely together.
Yes.
How does it feel to be live?
Incredible. You know, you can't replace the energy. It's great, everything that we're doing with technology and virtually, but as human beings, we communicate on such a more powerful level that we resonate with in person. That energy is just palpable.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you coming to visit me. We got a quick, you don't know what's going to happen here live. All right, we got a minute here. Let me go answer another question. Liven it up here. Thank you, everybody. Loaded me up with questions. Best quote you've heard recently? Mike, you're the quote guy. Hold on, we're bringing back in here. Yeah, Mike brought his best quote.
As you go through life, no matter what your goal, keep your eye upon the donut and not upon the hole.
Bam! Got it here. Yeah, that is awesome. Yes, Mike drove his RV. He's sleeping in the parking lot. He's the easiest friend to invite places. He brings his own room. It's amazing if you ever want to get that. Here we go. We'll bring you on. If you want to come on with me, Andrew will come on as well. Let me take a quick question from Talia Fox. Talia, are you here? I'm looking for you. Talia Fox want to come on? If not, I'll take Mikey at Talia Fox Speaks, CEO of Kusai Training.com, Kusai Global. All right, Talia. Is Talia here? Jake?
Don't think so yet.
Not yet? All right, I'm going to take anybody text that quote? They all want you to text the quote.
Yeah, I'm putting it up.
Yeah, all right, cool. If you want to go live, make a request to go live. I'm going to try to join Andrew here. He wanted to go live with me. So I'll get a quick question from him. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. We're here in Syracuse at the No BullCon Business Conference, live. Gary Vaynerchuk and I, 30 other speakers online, including Edwin Arroyave, Glenn Lundy, Shay Rodabottom. I can't re-up, got it right. I'm the name butcher, don't take offense. Waiting for Andrew to come live. And thank you, everybody. Can you text that quote? So please, you did. Ask, as you go through life, no matter what your goal, keep your eye upon the donut and not the hole. In other words, don't vote for what's missing, what you don't want, what other people want for you. Vote for what you want. The donut, not the hole. I love that, man. Just you can count on my business partner, Mike Mamola. Follow him at Mike Mamola. He's amazing. We'll get him on here live. All right, let's take a few more questions. Andrew's not answering either. A lot of people talk the talk. There we go. Talia is here. Thank you so much. Talia Fox, welcome. And hi, Talia.
Hi, David. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. I've got on my beats. I can't see. Oh, there we go. Hi.
You look super cool. You look super cool. I'm glad you have the beats on. Well, you have a question for me?
Wonderful. So I do. So you know what, David? There's been a lot going on in life, as we all know. And I am curious about, what is your model for making a decision? Do you go with do you balance out the gut and the thoughts? Because I just I can't really predict anymore. And so I'm wondering how to better use my gut or my head. And so how have you approached that with your important decisions?
So first of all, I stabilize the head part, the logic part. So the way that I stabilize that, so I can utilize my gut more effectively, in the intuition, right? What's inside of us, this tuition, this connectivity. You have to take inventory of your own values every day. Once you take inventory of the what. So once I decide, what do I want personally today, not tomorrow or the next day, just specifically today. What do I want today, personally, experientially, giving wise, and receiving wise? I then can take what has occurred and align it to those values, and then use my intuition to sway me one way or another based upon the inventory that I've taken. So I'm blending the logic with the intuition so that alignment is still there. When I've logically thought out or planned what I wanted, I can use the intuition to sway me, change me, adhere, but it allows me to speed up the decision-making process because I already have thought about and taken out the emotions and utilize the logic. And then the intuition, because the emotions have been taken out of it, is truer to itself, that I've cleared the interference from the truth and what I want. And that allows me to make better decisions, using mistakes, pain, lessons, setbacks as indicators that I have somewhere better to be. But it doesn't happen unless you take inventory of your values. Let me give you a decision, an example. Most people can't make an investment decision. They beat it. And the reason is they haven't taken inventory of their values and haven't predetermined the timing or risk tolerance. So they have no basis, no foundation in which to predicate their intuition on, that this may be a good deal, but it's not aligned with what I want. Right? It'd be a good deal. And so we've confused our intuition with the pragmatic or practicality of what we want. And we have to blend those two realms of the pragmatic world and the spiritual world giving us our intuition, our inspiration, and the pragmatic world giving us our values of what we want today. One more thing. When you determine what you want today, because some people have this question, well, what about long-term goals? Those are always inherent in what you want today. So you're naturally evaluating. When you say my personal goals are my health, it's not because if you were going to die tomorrow, I promise you, you would not work out today, right? I'd probably eat and drink the entire day, you know, and finish up the day with some acid or something to trip my way out of my life. But like, it would not be, health would not be my personal goal. So you're inherent. It's kind of like putting. I tell people the best putting advice in golf I ever got was, don't worry about aiming. That comes naturally. Just worry about the distance. So if you putt and, you know, and you're a little bit off, you'll always have an easy putt if your distance is correct. So many people are worrying about aiming towards this long-term goal. They forget about just what those goals are, the what. Inherent when you think of your inventory of values will be your long-term goals. That will help determine every day what you want. That will help you make those decisions more clearly with your intuition. Did that help you?
No, that's really, really critical. I love clearing away the interference from the truth. That was good. We have to quote that one. That was so good. And this idea of aligning with your values, I think, is just so important for decision making. Because what you've helped me with is that it's not about right or wrong decisions. It's about what works best for you for today, right? In this moment. Yeah. Because tomorrow it might change a little bit depending on how things unfold. So.
Yeah, people are afraid of change. For some reason, we've been cultured to believe that the norm is stability. The norm is change. Unfortunately, only wet babies like change. So it's very difficult for people to, you know, embrace change. I embrace change because of those philosophies. Here's one more for you, then I'm going to let you go. Okay. In the understanding of interference of the truth, I always tell people, you are healthy, you are wealthy, you are happy. Determine what's interfering with your health, your wealth, and your happiness. You use your free will to clear the interference. You already have it. Instead of thinking you have to go get it, right? I have to go get my health. I got to go get well. No, you already have it. Figure out what's interfering with it and allow it to come through you for others. And you do such a great job. Talia, you're amazing. Where can people find you, though? I know you ask such great questions, which is a signifier to me that you are an enlightened individual of great capacity. Where can people find you?
Thank you. Well, thank you, David, so much, because you really inspired me today. I'm going to bask in uncertainty and embrace change. Really great. People can find me. People can find me at Talia Fox Speaks on Instagram, and then also kusaitraining.com is our organization. So we transform culture. So very, very excited to connect with you, and thank you for everything that you do. And I love the enlightenment and the wisdom and the depth with how you share. So great to be connected with you, David.
Well, thank you. Please change the culture so that people embrace change, and they're afraid of stability. That means you're not growing, accelerating. So we want to make sure that we shift the culture to embrace and enjoy the acceleration, growth, and change that we're experiencing. The whole universe is expanding and changing every single moment. Why shouldn't we? And why shouldn't we enjoy that consistently? So thank you so much for all the great work that you do. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much, David.
Awesome. Thank you, Talia. I get so many wonderful people. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Notice Mr. Campbell left when he realized that I got the real deal here. We got people that are positive, people that want to learn and are more interested than interesting. This is not TikTok, right? I'm not a dancing bear, although if I took off my shirt and danced, I would be. But I am not a dancing bear. I am here to empower you, to empower others to be happy. And this is about being more interested than interesting and helping one another. So, you know, this is what this live's about and what we do here. We got one more great guest, Stephen Summers, co-founder of Marketplace Superheroes. You gotta love that. The Marketplace of Superheroes, a great mentorship experience. Let me take one quick question and we'll bring Stephen on. I see Laura asked a question. I have so many questions. I just want to say thank you to everyone. You know, we have Ask Me Anything Mondays. We have More Good News Wednesdays. And, of course, we have Thirsty Thursdays. We're thirsty for knowledge here on Thursdays. That's what we're looking for, people that are more interested than interesting. Stephen Summers, Center Quest. Good, we'll be right with you. Quick, how do you stay so fabulously groovy? mindset, heart set, and the conscious continuum. I'm in control of all three, making sure that I'm enjoying the grooviness. And I will tell you, Laura, you are super groovy, and I adore you. Thank you for always being here. You bring such great energy. And Christina, all your hearts right back to you. Thank you for being so wonderful as well. There he is, Stephen Summers. Welcome to my IG Live. How are you?
I'm doing well, Dave. How are you keeping today, sir?
I am doing terrific, and I love your accent. It's just always great to see you. Tell me about your superheroes. What's going on with the community and marketplace of superheroes?
Yeah, it's been really exciting. Marketplace Superheroes, we teach people how to sell their own branded products on Amazon. And since last time we were talking, Dave, our freight business, so we ship our members' products from China to different countries. We're actually on track to ship 8 million units this year, up from 2 million last year. So it's been crazy, you know, just keeping going, keeping doing the right things, keeping people selling their different products. And yeah, it's just been incredible whenever you really set your intention on things, which you teach, what can happen, you know?
Yeah, no, it's extraordinary. I love the fact, I want to bring another lesson up, is notice how Stephen talks about, you know, 2 million delivered to 8 million. He doesn't say we're up 400%. Because if he told me he was up 400%, I'll say, great, you're up 1,000 to 4,000. Look, when you got the numbers, use the numbers. And if they're low, illuminate them and tell people that you're just starting out, or illuminate the fact of how super successful you are with all the orders that you're taking. What do you think the main reason for the new capabilities that you have? What's the main reason that it's quadrupled in business?
I just think it's down to the fact that the coronavirus stuff has sort of made people realize, you know, I could be gotten rid of at my job anytime now. A lot of people are putting off doing something like starting a business or taking their own financial situation more seriously. And this whole thing has just sparked people into action. You know, sometimes you'd expect something like this to put people into a sense of uncertainty where they don't move forward. But just in our community, I think people have realized, wow, this is my time to do something now. And also e-commerce as a whole, the internet as a whole, has obviously grown and expanded very quickly. Amazon expanding massively as well with this whole situation. So I think it's been a combination of factors, you know, but certainly, yeah, just people have just decided to do more, and it's been great to see, you know. So I think that's happened in a lot of different businesses at this time, though, you know. A lot of online businesses are growing at a rate that we'd never seen. We didn't know what was going to happen whenever the whole thing started last year, and then before we knew it, our business had actually more than doubled month to month. We're up, I think, an average of 250% all in now across all of our businesses. So yeah, it's just been a whole sea shift, really.
It's amazing. And so you decided to create a marketplace for superheroes and empower other people to empower other people by teaching them. And how does that work to mentor people in this space?
Yeah, well, so yeah, we teach people how to sell their own branded stuff on Amazon. Have done that for a long time now, but as you say, we've been expanding beyond that. And so our mentorship is usually through online programs and coaching and things. But the biggest thing we began to do, which I think is something we can all look to do, is we look to partner with our members for the long term. So like I mentioned, the shipping is one example of that, but also we're creating something, Dave, and I think you'll like this because this is a big idea. We're creating a site called herodeals.com. Deals with a Z or a Z, as you guys might say. Yeah. And we're empowering our own members. We're going to sell their products on our own site. We actually have all of these products in our warehouse. So we thought, why not help our members sell even more? So that's a site that we're putting together. It's the whole big idea behind that website is behind every product, there's a person. And I think that's what's been missing on the internet, the kind of stories of people, the fact there's small mom and pop businesses who want more exposure. So that's our big challenge for this year, along with our warehousing, just figuring out how to manage all that growth. Because like you know yourself, like it's great growing, but then you have to learn how to manage that, right?
Yeah, you know, so many people don't realize the journey of an entrepreneur, that it doesn't just stop after your first success. In fact, some of the biggest challenges come from the successes that you have. And some of the dangers occur, the voids, the shortages, and obstacles from successes. And, you know, that learning curve is why mentorship is so important. Now, yeah. I'm curious, how do you choose on your new site, the deals, D-E-A-L-Z, or Z, as you say, how are you choosing the deals, or do people get to apply and give their offers?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's something we're figuring out because, again, selling 2,000 different products is a bit of a challenge, right? So we're going to figure that out. But I would imagine the way we're going to, well, the way we are going to go about it is we're looking at the products that have the most potential for paid advertising and stuff like that, that will create that initial sale on the site, to create the initial customer. And from there, then we'll obviously start introducing different back-end products depending on what people have already purchased. As well as that, with our own community of sellers, we're encouraging those people to buy from each other as well, which will bring in people just searching around the site and figuring that out. But in truth, David, like everything, we're figuring that process out. We haven't got it all mapped out just yet, but you have to take steps forward. And I think the answer starts to reveal itself as you get into momentum, as you take steps forward, you know?
And what about the myth that you need to have huge quantities of supply or inventory in order to effectuate having an Amazon business or your own personal brand? How have you guys helped to accommodate people that are smaller in size, may not have as much inventory? What are the kind of things that you do to help those types of people?
Yeah, so I mean, I suppose typically with our sellers, we are negotiating below minimum order quantity trials, essentially. But we're talking there about, it depends on the cost price of a product, right? But usually you're talking about maybe 300 units or something like that, 200 units. So it's not like you're ordering thousands of units. I think secondly, though, the one big thing we do that nobody else does is we have the freight company, we have the freight service. So you can ship a smaller quantity of products on our own containers more cost effectively. Whereas if you didn't have that, you might need to do your own container, which would cost a lot of money. You would need a lot of stock, like you mentioned. So that's the big, I suppose, competitive advantage for our sellers. We have the service in place. And also the second thing for anybody to consider, if you're selling on a platform like Amazon, they've made a lot of changes. Like they don't want you shipping in all of your units anymore because they're a fulfillment center, not a warehouse. So again, that's where we saw an opportunity where we can provide people the warehousing to store their products. So that helps as well. But as I mentioned, it's been crazy. We only actually ship our members products, but we're just constantly coming up against, we need a bigger warehouse now. And it's like, oh, okay. I mean, our Canadian warehouse we just opened, it was so funny because we thought, we'll be in there for at least a year. Before we even got the keys to the warehouse to move in, we had filled it. So we needed the second warehouse beside it. So I don't know, man. It's a crazy time. E-commerce is a crazy thing. But in fairness, like most people won't come up with those challenges. We do have a lot of members shipping a lot of products, so I guess that's where that's at. But yeah,
good problems to have. It's interesting because you cannot fathom the size, scope, and scale of the audience, and that creates a tremendous demand if you create or get rid of the interference between you and the customer. So all of it is about understanding the flow of product and value, which you guys do so well. I have a question
for you. Could I ask you a question, David? Do you mind?
All right, last question. You get to ask it. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. So with businesses you've grown in the past that have been growing very rapidly, when you don't always know the solution to your issue, say capacity issues, things like that, what do you do? What's your go-to way of looking at problems, way of looking at scale issues like that?
So when I have the big O, little c, huge opportunity, less capability. What I do, number one, is I look to see who else is doing it and see how I can create a margin by simply outsourcing that capability while I build it myself. See, if I own the customer and I outsource the customer to someone who already has the capability and create a margin, I'll provide value to that customer, but also allow myself to build out to retain that customer when I go ahead to create larger margins. I have an instant fill back into what I'm doing. So I call it a downstream approach or a spine approach, where I have my spine, which is my capability, and then where I don't have the capability, I spend my time to find the people that you do and create a margin by supplying them business. Sometimes it's a straight referral fee, right?
Yeah.
It's just, look, 10%, you take my business because I have it. And then if I see a huge demand where I can support a business like another warehouse, then I'll go ahead and take my time, build a warehouse, but I already know what my backfill is. Yeah. So it's not like starting from scratch. And then that's why things grow exponentially, because you're doubling faster and you're still creating margins. One of the other things that I found by accident which you'll like this, Stephen, is sometimes I create a downstream, and I'll give you an example. I create a side, then I ended up buying the media company, right? Because I had such a huge demand.
Yeah.
Then about 6 months into it, I realized that my margins were greater without the employees and overhead to just go ahead. So I sold back the business to the people that I bought it from at a profit, and then just used them as a downstream to create a margin again. So there's a lot of great situational knowledge, experience, and relationship capital that's gained by utilizing a spine approach and also creating the downstreams or the outsourced mechanism in order to effectuate it. Does that seem like it would help you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We started out that way, and then we started to take it in-house by bringing on our own warehouses. But of course, then we've gone the other side of that now, where we're gone, probably have to go back to go forward again. So I definitely think you're right. We've even been looking at trying to do like an Airbnb of warehousing. It's another thing. We're looking at franchising it out to our clients as well. So yeah, we're considering everything, and I think it's right what you're saying. Yes.
I love that idea of buying up warehouses and Airbnb them out, and having that. You could charge a higher margin and have and how to utilize the different nuances within the context of that, and also mentor and train people as well. Where else can people find you? I know I have at Stephen J. Summers or marketplacessuperheroes.com.
Marketplacesuperheroes.com. Yep, that's perfect. Go there. It's free training. Check out our YouTube channel. Please do that, everybody. I put a lot of effort into that. Go check it out.
Yeah, man. Thanks. YouTube stuff. Go watch on YouTube. Thanks, Stephen. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Incredible business, as everyone knows. Great guest today. We're going to take one more question, and then we're going to go to the nobullcon.com. Check out Jim, Gary V, AJ Vaynerchuk, myself. Gary and I are live here in Syracuse. I'm so excited to be here in 73 together, fireside chat, keynotes, all types of great stuff with the greatest thought leaders in entrepreneurship and business here in Syracuse on a San Diego type of weather day. Here we go. Last question. What are the characteristics of a great entrepreneur? Great entrepreneurs have gratitude, forgiveness, accountability, and inspiration. They have a desire that they must be what they can be. The most common denominator between